Hello and welcome to what's probably going to be the last main video for my Detroit Become Human playthrough. Everything's coming to a head. The humans and the androids are in standoff. Kara's trying to get to Canada. This video probably going to be quite emotional if you have been following the characters with keen interest. There is a little end credit clip which I might publish as well, but the alternative endings as I mentioned in my previous video, going to put on my Patreon, so you'll get different endings with different results of happiness for the various androids involved. So this playthrough, I'm trying to go for a sort of unsuccessful android rebellion, pretty sad ending. So it'll be interesting. Now, as you can see here, the president is being interrogated about the android uprising. So enjoy this bit.
Androids are not living beings. All we are doing is destroying defective machines.
Please. Has the leader of the Deviants been apprehended?
The deviant that is known as Marcus has not been located yet, but we will soon track it down and neutralize it.
Madam President! Is it true that androids make up 60% of the armed forces? Is our army still able to ensure our homeland security?
We neutralized all military androids the second their reliability came into doubt. We have called the National Guard for reinforcement. Our armed forces are fully operational and are able to ensure our homeland security.
Madam President!
A convoy of medical cobalt is reported missing. Army weapon stores are also said to have been robbed. Can you confirm these
Well,
reports?
there you go. Nice little bit of acting there, the little mouth twitch, annoyed with that question, and in typical politician doublespeak, pretending to know nothing about it. Anyway, we're now with Kara, who is trying to get to the bus terminal to take her to the Canadian border.
The last bus leaves in 20
And
minutes. That doesn't give us
there's
much
lots of
time.
stuff
We've
that could
gotta
go
move
wrong
fast.
here. There's police patrols. There's, how do you actually get on the bus, and how do you get across the border? So lots of things could go wrong. Now, obviously, at this point, we now know that Alice is obviously not a human, so the fact she's pretending to be cold, well, we can just turn that off, which is quite convenient, really. But yeah, I mean, as I say, I think they do a really good job with this sort of android family storyline, but I would have much preferred Alice to actually be human, but there you go, that's just me. I think there are a few other people who would agree. And yeah, I mean, the atmospheric effects here are great. Yeah, a bit of execution's gone on. Yeah, not good. Now the big problem is there is execution of both humans and androids potentially, because the androids are fighting back. And yeah, Detroit is going to hell in a handbasket right now. But yeah, to be armed is probably a good idea, I guess, in these circumstances. But yeah, the army trucks, I really like the design of these. So this whole sequence from now to the end is actually pretty good to play through, and yeah, it's pretty grim as well. And with the various, I've actually got 3 endings recorded in total, so we're going to go all the way through this one, and then, as I say, the other 2 will be posted, and one has a very different result for compared to this particular timeline we're going to play through here.
Don't kill me! I didn't do anything!
Shut up, I said! Are there many more? Lucky that they're like rats. The more you look, the more you find. We don't have to spend the night here, freezing my nuts off. It's gonna take weeks to clean up this fucking city. Believe me, I'm far from finished yet.
There are soldiers everywhere. We need to be careful.
Come on, get moving. Hurry up, get in.
Look over there. It's Luther. We can't help him, Alice. The soldiers are everywhere.
We can't just leave him. They're going to kill him.
Okay, let's go.
So we've taken a potentially risky decision to try and rescue Luther. Now, obviously, if you get this wrong, you can end up dead. You get it right, well, you might rescue Luther. We'll see what happens. As you can see, this
Got orders to check all
particular
civilians.
guy here is actually an android.
No! No! Please!
Fucking androids.
So yeah, the military have had quite enough. They're not paying particularly attention to what's going on around them though, because we're able to sneak through, and yeah, we need to deal with this guard now.
Kara! You shouldn't risk your life to save me. Where's Alice?
She's hiding nearby.
Kara, you saved us. We don't know how to thank you.
Go before they see you.
Alice!
Luther! I thought you were dead.
I was afraid I'd never see you again. I wanted to meet you at the terminal, but they caught me along the way.
Come on. We're close, but we don't have much time.
So yeah, this sequence is pretty good. You've got to sneak around and not get stopped. It's not too challenging as long as you take your time about it. If you just kind of try and blast your way through here, obviously it's not going to end well for you, and you've got to keep a pretty close eye on those torch beams. But yeah, once you've done all that, you then get to the point of deciding, do you take a long route, which is safe, or do you try and bluff your way through the border, which could go horribly, horribly wrong. I think I've played both options, and depending on what you do, obviously you get a slightly different result. This video actually might end up getting split into two. I know I said this is probably the last video, but I just remembered that this video goes on for quite a while because we're just tying up all the loose ends. So I think actually I'll split this into like a part 1 and part 2, like I did one of the earlier videos. And we'll probably cut at the convenient point a bit later on where Connor reappears on the scene, because that actually seems to be one of the decision points for, you know, kicking off various different endings. Anyway, I'll let you watch this border patrol bit.
Just stay calm, all right, Luther? Don't do anything until I say so.
ID, please. You do realize there's a curfew? Civilians aren't allowed out unless absolutely necessary. Where are you going?
My daughter slept over at a friend's house. We went to pick her up. We're on our way home now.
He suspects something.
Stay calm. Everything is fine.
You all right, little girl? She's trembling. Something wrong?
She's cold. We really have to get her home fast.
Sorry, miss, but we gotta be careful. There are deviants around and our guys are nervous. You should hurry on home.
Thanks.
Hey, wait a minute.
He knows, Kara. They're gonna kill us.
Don't do anything, Luther. You hear me?
They're gonna shoot. They're gonna kill Alice.
You drop this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, that's a pretty good bit. I think in one of the playthroughs I shot the guys, but there you go. Anyway, this is Marcus sending a message to the
November
humans
11,
that
2038
today,
is the day the android people rose
11th,
up
we're going to
and
rise
their
up
presence.
and make a
We've been
stand,
fighting since dawn to liberate our
and
fellow
yeah,
androids from the camps.
we basically declared
won't
war on
cease hostilities
humans
until
as
we are
androids
free,
at this point,
and negotiations
and
begin
that's
to
not going
grant
to go
us
down
equal
well
rights.
with the public, and
There
the
are
public are going to
millions
start
of
seeing
us,
androids
and we will
no
stop at
longer as
nothing.
a threat, but as actively hostile and needing to be dealt with. So yeah, not good. Anyway, this is Marcus with his freedom banner, and we're going to make a move on the internment camps where the androids are being held. And depending on how you play this, you can have a very aggressive and potentially successful assault, or it could go really badly. And a little bit of a spoiler, I played this for sort of a bad ending, so I've seen the good ending. But yeah, we'll see how this plays out as things go on. So yeah, really good atmospherics with the snow and the mist, the audio effects in the background. Yeah, really enjoyable. As you can see, Marcus is getting shot and some of his androids are also getting hit. Every now and then I like to shoot some of the military people so we can actually play through rather than getting killed right here. Anyway, North to the rescue, and luckily Marcus can take a bit of a pounding, it seems. So, time to make our stand at the barriers, and I believe Connor will appear shortly. So, after the Connor scene, I'm probably going to cut this video, have the part 2, which will be probably a good half-hour video. And also, if you're a supporter on Patreon, you'll be able to see my other kind of endings, which kick off from the moment that Connor appears. So yeah, this scene here seems to be a pretty key moment where some various endings can trigger from, because obviously Connor has been sent to take out Marcus, and depending on what you do from now on, you can have various happy endings for Connor, for Marcus, and for Kara, or not so happy endings. So as you can see, Connor's got a nice high-powered sniper rifle, and potentially, yeah, he can assassinate Marcus, and he can choose not to, of course. Lots of nice little choices in the game to give you lots of variability to the game, so it is a game that allows for some replayability, or alternatively you can just do a save point and then just play it from the save point. And as I say, this particular part here is pretty good. Anyway, Connor's got a decision to make.
Shouldn't do this, Connor.
Keep out of this, Lieutenant. It's none of your business.
You're gonna kill a man who wants to be free. That is my business.
It's not a man. It's a machine.
That's what I thought for a long time, but I was wrong. Deviant's blood may be a different color than mine. But they're alive.
I have a mission to accomplish, Hank. It's best if you just stay out of this. Deviants are a threat to humans, Hank. They're the reason this country's on the brink of civil war. They have to be stopped.
We're in this mess because we refuse to listen to deviants. Humanity never learns from its mistakes, Connor. This time it could be different. Step away from the ledge.
I know what happened to your son, Hank. It wasn't your fault. A truck skidded on a sheet of ice and your car rolled over. Little Cole had just turned 6.
Shut up! Don't you talk about my son!
He needed emergency surgery, but no human was available to do it, so an android had to take care of him. Poor Cole didn't make it. An android killed your son, Hank, and now you want to save them?
No. Cole died because a human surgeon was too high on red ice to operate. All this time I blamed androids for what happened, but it was the humans' fault. Him in this fucked up world where the only way people can find comfort is with a fistful of powder. Every time you died and came back, I thought about Cole. I'd have done anything to bring him back too, to hold him in my arms just one more time. But humans don't come back, do they?
So yeah, at this point you can choose to attack or spare Hank. Well, I've gone with sparing Hank, which means Connor has once more betrayed Amanda. I guess she won't be happy with that either. So we'll see how that plays out. And yeah, I'm going to cut the video here, and I'll see you in the next one.